morning from the most beautiful rice fields in the whole world. I am so peaceful that I literally have to drag myself to speak right now while I do want to speak. So, we just completed a beautiful 7 days retreat in Bali, and I observed that some people were trying to force change, and some people were in full flow and surrender mode and receiving, and they still are. And in this video, you will learn why do we try to force things and how to get in a flow mode. And why do that in the first place? Like, I used to be such a force driven person, like controlling the process, controlling the outcomes. The outcome has to look exactly like I have imagined it. And now I woke up at 5:30. I got ready by 6 and I'm here. I don't even know where I am. I found this place, and my team in the morning told me we are coming here and we are recording a video. And I wore my Indian suit and my Indian bindi. I forgot my jhumkas, and I'm in awe of what's around me while I'm doing work. And while this is pure flow mode, it's actually creating value out there in the world. Imagine being paid to be in flow. Imagine that you wake up with a knowing everything is just gonna be more than all right. Everything is happening for my greater good. Everything just somehow falls into its place. Wouldn't that be nice to know that you're taken care of? And usually we try to chase that through someone else. Let me have a man in my life who will take care of things so that I can fully let go. Do you realize so many women are not in surrender mode even when they are in a relationship, in a marriage where their expenses are taken care of? Because it is not about the expenses, because it is not about the husband. It is getting into a flow mode that you can do even when you are running a multi-million dollar company, when you're the CEO, when you're the parent of 5 kids, when you're in a stressful situation right now in your life. That is a skill, and that is something when you practice it enough number of times, you'll get it. So the people during our retreat who were in flow mode, it wasn't random. I had planned a month before the retreat in a way. We meet online, and I was constantly sowing new seeds of receptivity in their minds. No wonder when they were there, and my way of coaching, my way of teaching, my way of leading people is all flow. So, if you're someone who needs concrete structure, you need to know the what, where, when, how, and a lot of why. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? You are not going to be happy with my style of coaching, and I wouldn't be happy having you in my academy, because I would know that it's not satisfying your logical mind. Because real work that creates real change, it is never happening on a logical realm. It's not. If it had to, then you would already be successful, growing in your own way, because you already possess all the logic in the world that there is out there. And especially with the influx of information that we have experienced in past few years and decades, there's no scarcity for logic. And that's why the need for flow comes in even more. And the reason why we try to force quite a lot in our relationships with our goals, it's because we believe that if we are not forcing, then we are losing. If we are not forcing, then we are out of control. If we are out of control, then then how is the goal that I want is happening? How is the project getting done? Right? Who is getting it done if I'm not the one constantly pushing and forcing? That is emerging from a state of fear of losing. Now, tell me one thing. If you started assuming from today that no matter what, and no matter what is the most important thing here, I get what I want effortlessly, in flow, smoothly. You start living your life with that assumption. It's gonna poke you for sure, because your version that wants to control will go bonkers, and that's fine. But play with this assumption. No matter what I want, no matter what's happening in life, I get what I want. Always. No exceptions. In fact, many times I get it in a much, much, much better way than I ever imagined. That's when the universe is conspiring for you, not against you, because you are there assuming the best for yourself. You're not relying on your force, you're not relying on your minuscule number of actions that we can take. We have made actions, we have made logical mind our god, trying to figure stuff out, everything out with a logical brain. Now, flow comes with trust. And with this assumption, you're going to start building your trust that everything works out for me, right? Another thing that you can play with is shift from control to co creating. You can co create with your intuition, you can co create with your inspirations. These inspirations usually come to you when you've just woken up and your logical mind is just getting started. And you're like, how did I get this idea right when I woke up? Or when you're going to sleep, you're in half sleep. Be present with these little inspirations. Oh my god, there's a bird. There's a bird right above the flowers. It's so beautiful. So it's like you're becoming a partner or a co-creator with your intuition, with your awareness, with your realizations. And that is how gods create as well, not from the logical mind. Logical mind was nurtured for so long that it became your first mind. It's not your first mind. It's the if I need it, I may use it once in a while kind of mind. So flow feels like you're present in the moment with your art, with your craft. You know, you're enjoying the process. Now, that may not look like overhyped excitement. Sometimes that's actually being out of flow. And there's a feeling of lightness, not anxiety. So sometimes people are very confused. Am I forcing? Am I in flow? Check with yourself. Are you feeling a little bit of unsettling feeling or anxiety? For me, the easiest way to get in flow is to be in nature. There is nothing else that I've found that can put me in that state. And I know so many people are living in dense cities. If you do love nature, you are allowed to ask yourself, can I change my base? Like, I'm being direct. Why not? Ask yourself, do I want to live in nature? Like, live in nature. For some of you, it's a fuck yes. For some of you, it's like, I don't think so. If it's not, fine. Find those patches of time when you can immerse yourself in nature, right? Like, some people travel to a place of nature like every weekend. Some people do it every month. Whatever it is for you, start inducing little nature in your schedules. For me, it was driving to Lodi Garden, and there was one more every day. I was like, no matter how much time I'm devoting on the driving, even if I'm driving for 1 hour and I'm there for 30 minutes, that 30 minutes add so much energy in flow in the life that I'm building and the business that I'm building. So engage with nature, and not just for photos and stuff, but like actually sit and be silent in nature. Just observe how butterflies and birds all over. And one part of you who's like, oh fuck this, now I have to go home, I have to get my to-do list done. That part fucking needs to chill. And it only happens when you are allowing yourself to sit in flow, which is nature. Nature is always flow. Last distinction you need to make in force and flow: force may give you your result, but it will leave you empty. Then you would be asking yourself this question: what's the point? What is the point if in the end I'm feeling empty and I have to refuel myself? Your creation is not meant to empty you. Your creation is not meant to empty you. Your creation is meant to fill you up with inspiration and life even more. And the funny thing is, in my retreat, there are people, I'm still working with them, who are getting refueled more and more and more. I wouldn't say refueled, they're getting more and more fueled every day, because they allowed the space, they allowed me, they allowed the community to fuel their creativity rather than constantly doubting or questioning the process. And with some people, I've had such deep conversations. They're not the same people anymore. And as a coach, as a leader, I have to say this. Some people went home as more of their old self, more of their old self that they wanted to let go. They went home feeling more of that because they were like, no, 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 no. Everything has to be written, everything has to make logical sense. I need to know the when, how. If, you don't receive change when you're trying to stiffly control everything. You cannot receive change because that's when your entire system is stiff, you're in your head, you're not in flow. So, what can you do today? Exactly today. What can you do today that can either remind you of flow or put you in flow? Even if you're like, there's just too much structure in my life, I'm not enjoying anything. I don't remember the last time I felt flow, that's fine. You can at least remember flow, right? For me, it was, I had as an adult, during my CA, I had stopped doing anything that brought too much flow to me because I was just constantly studying. So I had started scribbling, and because I used to paint and draw a lot in my childhood, um, it reminded me of flow. It didn't put me in flow, it reminded me of flow because the adult brain in me used to think, what's the point of doing this? Because, dude, like, this is not even your first career or any career. Your career is chartered accountancy. But it started reminding me of flow, and that used to help me a lot in my pursuing of CA. It made me happier and lighter, and it gave me more inspirations on the businesses I then started after completing my CA. So allow, surrender, be present, and the flow is the most natural state to you then. And the creations that come through you from that point, not only are they very rewarding financially and in every way, but it's also very satisfying. That's the point of being alive, being satisfied with your creation until you're not, and then you choose something else. This is Yuvika, your mindset shifting coach. I love you, and the nature loves you, and the flow loves you.